What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Riyadh, the boss man Abbas, for coming through and boosting up the coin. Oh, Jesus wept, people. All I can say is I am glad with a capital G that I'm so down bad. I'm so sorry that I'm so down bad and broke right now because wow, I lost 30 plus bucks tonight. I bet on Jerome Miller beating Dubois, and I bet on Wilder icing Joseph Parker. Jesus. Listen, I gotta be real with you on this one, people. Yeah, like we all know the running joke is YB don't know a lick about boxing and YB lose every bet, but genuinely, people say, oh yeah, bet against YB. Seriously, yeah. After what I've seen tonight, genuinely, please, I want you, man, to make money. So I'm never going to lie. I'm never going to say things I don't believe. But it's become clearly apparent to me, whatever I believe, the opposite will literally happen. Opposite. I saw zero chance that Wilder wouldn't knock this guy Spark out. And not only did he get not only did Wilder not Parker Spark out, he ended up getting mollywopped. Joe Parker was able to do what Louis Ortiz wasn't able to do. Parker applied pressure consistently, and Wilder just stood there looking sorry for him. Look at this picture here. See this picture here. Wow. And I said before the fight, in all fairness, I said, listen, if Wilder doesn't knock this guy Spark out, then all the talk about, oh, he's the biggest puncher of all time is a myth. And I'm sorry, that is now confirmed. Wilder is not the biggest puncher of all time. Wilder can't punch a lick, which was my original thesis. I didn't believe Wilder's power. I hadn't seen anything to believe it. Who's he knocked out? Okay, he knocked out Ortiz. Couldn't drop. Parker's got a pretty solid chin. And the worst thing is, I was talking about Joe Joyce. Oh, Joe Joyce is slow and whatever else. Slow Joyce went in there and mollywopped Joe Parker all around the ring. Wilder was in there dancing around the place. Shocking, people. And it's so sad. You know, boxing has this kind of weird way of doing things. We get the Fury and Usyk fight potentially, or likely, yeah. AJ versus Wilder. Oopsie doopsie. Do you know what I mean? Oopsie effing doopsie. Forget about that now. And to be quite frank, I don't even want to see it. Why? Well, if Wilder can't knock Parker Spark out, Parker ain't that slippery. Parker ain't that good, is he? Wilder didn't even look dangerous against Parker. He didn't. All this myth about the right hand, Wilder for me has become a pad fighter. In as much as Wilder looks good on the pads. Wilder can whip a right hand and it sounds good on the pads. That's it. Yeah? He still can't fight a lick on the inside. And I think Joe Parker applied I talked the other day about, watch how Joe Parker fought Hughie Fury. Pressed him. Now Parker wasn't rushing in, but Parker had Wilder on the back foot the whole night. Wilder can't fight on the back foot. Wilder likes time. Wilder likes you on, for example, Wilder versus Fury 1. Fury's backpedaling. Wilder likes to take the centre of the ring, give his basketball stance, and then line it up. When Wilder's backpedaling, he ain't thinking about getting his right hand off. And that's essentially what we saw. Fair play to Parker. Parker wasn't scared either. Parker really showed relatively no respect for Wilder's right hand. And rightly, I mean, his confidence built into the fight, and rightfully so. Why? There was no knockdowns. In fact, Wilder was the one getting pressed. As you can see here, pressed up. Again, look at this. Pressed up and all bent out of shape. Really, if Parker was more ferocious, yeah, Wilder would have been in trouble. Look at his defense here. You'll never see Canelo on the ropes like this. Back bent, arms in air wide open. Imagine what Mike Tyson would do to this guy. Imagine what Mike Tyson would do to a lanky guy on the ropes like that. He'd be opened up like a can of beans. And really, Parker should have... I mean, look, seeing what we've seen tonight, Andy Ruiz would light Wilder up. Because Wilder would end up on the ropes like this, and then 3-4 punch short combos would come in, and Wilder would be splattered all over the ring. For sure. Shocking. All that hype about Wilder. All that hype about... Oh, Jarrell's not as bad, but the Wilder hype, let's not forget. People laughed at me, YB, you said Robert Helenius was a fraud. Oops. Yeah, Wilder goes in there, Robert Helenius doesn't even hit him, hits him like this, basically, and he's on the floor, convulsing. Okay, buddy, cool story, tell me more about that one. Tell me some more fake news about that knockout. Yeah? Wilder gets in there with a live dog, Joe Parker, all of a sudden that power nowhere to be found again. Every single time. Wilder goes in there with Fury, that power nowhere to be found. Can't knock out Fury. Wilder goes in there with Parker, that power nowhere to be found. For me now, Wilder's in the league of Dillian White. Like people would laugh at that. Oh, what Wilder would say, oh man, you know, there's divisions in levels. He's not a king. I'm a king. FIFA. Listen, Wilder, you are in the Dillian White level now. Fact. You are knocking around in the Dillian White level. That's where Wilder finds himself right now. Yeah? Because even Dillian White beat Parker. Damn. Even Joe Joyce beat Parker. But for me, Wilder's knocking around in the... I wouldn't mind seeing Wilder versus Joe Joyce. I wouldn't mind seeing Wilder versus Dillian White. That's where Wilder needs to sit down somewhere. But it's just shocking that AJ... I mean, Wilder's got to be kicking himself. That AJ and Wilder fight was there for 5 years. 140 million. He's now going to be lucky to make 1 million versus, or 2 million versus Joe Joyce at the BNB Arena. Some random arena. The OVO Arena. That's what you're going to be lucky to do right now. It's sport, so... This is how sport goes. I think I even said... Yeah, actually I did. Watch my preview video. I said, the way boxing normally goes is, some sort of upset will happen. Now I said, forget about Wilder and Parker. Wilder's going to knock him Spark out. Fact. Forget about that fight. I said it will be AJ who loses to Wallin. Oops. Now we don't even know it. The fight hasn't happened yet. Will AJ lose to Wallin? Who knows? He might as well do now for what it's worth. I mean, where's that going? Okay, AJ beats Wallin, and then what? What? AJ fights Parker again? No. No one wants to see that. I guess it'll be AJ. Oh, who would AJ fight? I guess it'll be AJ and Ngannou. That's what it'll be. In the Saudi, which, that's a good fight. Two big buff bulls. You know the Saudi's going to be there for that one. You know the Saudi prince is going to be flying in Ngannou and AJ for the collab. The OF collab. You know that, people. Two bulls. Two bulls on a ring, they'll call it. That's what they'll call it. I'm hearing they're going to shoot up a kind of a 1980s... What do they call it? B-movies? I'm not sure, but either way, they're going to kind of... Yeah? Two bulls and a ring. That's what it's called. Yeah? Bulls versus ring. I don't know. I'm just throwing out names here. Some corny 1980s porno where the Donny has some work boots on and socks. Butt naked, work boots and white socks. That's the one, or one of the ones they're going to be making in that one. Two bulls and a ring. Ngannou and AJ. That's the only play now for AJ. Fury and Usyk are engaged. Assuming AJ wins. I mean, if AJ loses, then it's all on still, right? On like Donkey Kong. The battle of the bums. Wilder and AJ. If he loses up. I think AJ get it done. That's how the sport normally goes. It normally goes, one man flops expeditiously, like Wilder just did, and the other man doesn't. But again, I'm done with the game now. I've seen it all now. Genuinely. I'll never, again, think I know something. Bottom line. Because I know nothing about this game. Nothing. And I can't... Genuinely, I'm intrigued to see all the people who start saying, oh, I knew Parker would go in. Not one person saw this coming. Not one. And the odds reflect that. The odds reflect that. Not one person saw Parker win in this fight. Not one. And rightfully so. Never supposed to happen. Shocking. I'm happy for Parker though. Let me give Parker credit. Parker's been looking rough in his last few fights. Super duper 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 rough with it. I can't believe I lost $30. I'm effed about that. Looking back now, $30. I need that $30, people. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them right now. It's Christmas, people. I need that. I've been needing that $30. Do you understand? I blew it on 2 cornballs. 2 USA red, white, and blue cornballs at that. Both of them. Oh man, I mean, I did a video on Wilder. He's saying, "Oh man, Anthony Joshua, he's scared," and "Oh man, his mentality." And I have to kind of walk that back now. Why? Well, I've given AJ a lot of criticism, and I've given Wilder a lot of blowing off. I've said Wilder's a warrior and whatever else. Well, forget about that, people. Wilder did not show the warrior spirit against Joe Parker. He went in there, and it's almost like his age and his war-tornness, the way Fury blew his back out, is finally taking a toll on him. He don't really want to squabble like that anymore. He ain't really with this shits like that anymore. He ain't with him. He ain't. Yeah? He ain't with him anymore. He's not. If Wilder gets pulled over by the ops, he ain't gonna be with the shits. He just ain't. Yeah, when men get older, they become less more risk averse. And Wilder ain't with it no more. He ain't really want to travel. That road, that journey to Valhalla is a selfless, lonely journey, right? Only a warrior on his own can travel to Valhalla and make it through the gates. It's a cold, dark, treacherous journey to the gates of Valhalla. Wilder weren't fixing to go back there. He weren't. Fact. That's why you see him all twist up on the ropes like this, bent out of shape. This is what they call bent out of shape people. Joe Parker had dude on the ropes, all bent out of shape looking. So, salute to Parker. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a whole bunch of LDBC fans. Oh man, Deontay, he won and he'll win. No, he fell off, people. That's what we know for a fact. Wilder, he fell off. He fell off. No other way of putting it. He fell off with a capital F. Off. Fell off. That's the only way you can conclude it. And the reason, was the fight close? Yes, I had Parker 7-5, but the reason I don't care about that is because I don't judge things like other people do. I take into account, my scoring system is holistic in as much as, if you're a heavy favourite, and for example, if you're a heavy favourite, and you go in there and you win 6 rounds, in my book, you lost the fight. Heavy favourites should almost go into a fight with a handicap. Heavy favourites should go into a fight down 3 rounds. Why? Because you've got it to prove, right? You're supposed to win. Wilder was supposed to knock this guy out. Wilder was supposed to win. So if the fight's close, Parker won. And that's how it sits for me. I've got Parker 7-5. Parker won this fight. Because Parker was the one who hasn't been looking great. Parker was the one who doesn't have devastating power. Parker was the one who's been stopped recently by slow Joyce. So for him to overcome all that adversity and whatnot and go in there with Wilder and give it a go, I salute that. Fair play to Parker, man. He turned up tonight. Salute, he deserves everything he got. Yeah? Big respect to Parker. I've laughed at Parker, I've clowned him, but to get punched up by slow Joyce, and look, he looked awful against cruiserweights recently, and he turned up tonight. Yeah? Joe Parker turned up. Wilder fell off. So full salutes to Joe Parker. I'm not sure where he goes from here. Unfortunately, Parker's lost that pizzazz that he once had. Who's he going to fight now? Andy Ruiz? But it's not a big fight though, is it? I don't want to see him fight AJ. I mean, maybe the best case is Otto Wallin beats AJ. If Otto Wallin beats AJ, then yeah, Parker and Wallin makes sense to some extent. But, I mean, you got Zhang knocking about. Is Parker going to want to fight Zhang? I wouldn't have thought so. But this really makes it quite sad. Why? Well, we would have liked to have seen Usyk fight Wilder at one point. We would have liked to have seen Zhang fight Wilder at one point. You can forget about that. Yeah. Usyk would box Wilder's head off because he can't punch. And he can't get his party trick off anymore. That's what I think. And for a long time I thought that Wilder would go in there and whoop and have Usyk twitching. But he's finished, people. He's 38-year-old. And yeah, it's been over for him. That's what's relevant tonight. Wilder, he fell off. But anyway, salute to Parker. I'm gobsmacked. I'm almost lost for words. If I wasn't a waffler, if I wasn't a professional waffler, I'll be lost for words right now. I've literally seen it all. I'll never be shocked again about anything. Watching this, I was like, couldn't believe what I was watching. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, salute to Joe. Let me know your thoughts, people. I can't wait to hear what the LDBC Donnie's got to say about this. Smash the like button, subscribe, and like off the 100%, no doubt.